Hello, welcome to the Hat on Head News Cabin. It is Saturday, April 18th. Going to give you a rundown here of the world of meters numbers, what's going on with the coronavirus, tell you a little bit about what I think here about this surprise that nursing homes are the epicenter right now. This should have always been where we put 100% of our efforts where the most vulnerable people live, that is nursing homes. It's really clear that the COVID-19 attacks people of different ages and different health levels completely differently. And the way to have a focused strategy that has an ability to change people's habits and stop people from dying, we should have focused our efforts on the most vulnerable. All right. Also, wearing my Bruins stuff because the Boston Bruins are a big victim here of this pandemic, as they were number one in the league, best team in the NHL. Pasternak, Bergie, Marchand, killing it, and their season has been cut short. We all want them to have a chance to lift Lord Stanley's cup, so that's why I'm wearing this stuff, just letting you guys know about another aspect of this pandemic. A very, very good hockey team that is going to have, we're going to see how they're going to get to the Lord Stanley's Cup, but we're hoping for the best. All right, I'm going to give you the world meters numbers right now. So we have 2,300,000 cases, 159,000 deaths. In the U.S., 38,000. Now we'll take a look at this number here. So yesterday, 8,600 passed. All right, now we'll take a look at this article here. New York appears to be past the plateau, Cuomo says. Governor Cuomo backed away from his conflict with President Trump, but emphasized that the state would need federal help on testing. Right now, more than 40% of the coronavirus-related deaths in New Jersey have been at long-term care facilities. So that's nursing homes. Cuomo says New York may be past the plateau as virus hospitalizations slowly drop. Governor Cuomo arrived to his daily coronavirus briefing in Albany, New York on Saturday with cautionary good news. The state has continued to make progress in its battle with a virus that has killed more than 13,000 residents, enough people to populate an upstate small city. If you look at the past 3 days, you could argue we are past the plateau and starting to descend, Mr. Cuomo said. So we're not at the plateau anymore. But we're still not in a good position. Mr. Cuomo announced the state's daily death toll from the virus had fallen to 540, down from 630 a day earlier. It was the lowest daily number in more than 2 weeks. Still, he warned that the health crisis was far from over. On Friday alone, about 2,000 people were admitted to city hospitals with COVID-19 symptoms, a number similar to what hospitals were seeing as the pandemic began to peak in late March. All right, and I'm going to go down here to this here. So, nursing homes are the single biggest fear in all of this, the governor said. Vulnerable people in one place, it is the feeding frenzy for the virus, despite everything we can do and the best efforts of people working in those nursing homes. All right, well, to me, that is where all of the draconian measures should have taken place right in the beginning, around the habits of the people that are most vulnerable. Instead, we got measures for the entire population, which were not followed very strictly because of how widespread they are and because different people feel that they're not vulnerable, and they're not wrong. These people are less vulnerable. So instead of trying to convince people that they themselves have a high risk, instead we should have just focused all of our efforts on the people that are most vulnerable. And so to me, it is very disturbing that this week, later in this week, today, yesterday, we're talking about nursing homes as if it's like this surprise. Oh my God, the nursing homes, it's like, yes, that is where they would attack. And also these people are living in close quarters, and we simply did not take the measures necessary. We did not make the recommendations. We did not put in the guidelines in those places where we needed to. Instead, we told everyone to stay home as if that was a long-term strategy. And that's, one of my huge gripes with our response is it hasn't been focused. It needed to have been focused on the people that are most vulnerable, and we didn't do that at all. And look, now we're saying, oh wow, now there's this epicenter in nursing homes. No shit. That was where you needed to put the effort, not telling schools to shut down and all these other things, which if we look at the spread and the amount of deaths, I don't think it had that great effect. I think that what would have had an effect, again, is to put in place the measures where people who are the most vulnerable live. All right, that's what I got for you. Keep your hat on your head, and remember, the Boston Bruins are coming for Lord Stanley. All right, thanks, bye.